Hi everybody. In this tutorial I'm going to go over Arnold textures and how to assign them to your models. Okay, so let's get started. First off, I've created just a few shapes here and a floor just so we can assign textures to some different things. I'm going to assign a texture, and this is how. We're going to hold down right click, make sure you're selected on your shape, hold down right click and go to Assign New Material. It'll bring up a long list, but if you click on the word Arnold, it'll sift them down to just Arnold textures. Now, if you're not seeing Arnold, that means that for some reason Maya, when you opened it up, didn't load up Arnold textures. Let me show you how to find them if you are not seeing Arnold here. You would come up to, on a Mac, Windows, Settings and Preferences, and then Plugin Manager. You would scroll all the way down, so typically it's up here. I would scroll all the way down to the bottom and just a little bit up, and you would find mtoa.bundle. We're going to make sure that both of these are checked in. You can see mine are. I'm just going to close this out. That was just instructions in case you do not see Arnold. However, I'm fine. I do see it. I'm going to select Arnold and go to the word AI Standard Surface. Okay. As a default, it becomes kind of a gray shape. But over here, we have color. There's a little box. There's a little white box. And if I click that, I can choose to make my own color. And it will update into the scene. If you want to see what a texture looks like, usually it comes up here. I'm not quite sure why mine isn't right now. But this is a spot right here to see all of the textures in your scene. This is the hyper shade. I'm going to click on this little sphere. And up comes this. So you can see this is the texture I'm working with right now. So if I don't see these options here, it just means that I need to select my shape and click on the AI Standard Surface tab. And the hyper shade will allow us to give us a nice preview of what this texture looks like. So as I was saying, we chose a color, and you have some options. There's a lot of different things you can do with the texture. One of them is here. So the specular, by default, the Arnold Standard Surface is a shiny texture. But the specular weight, not the base weight, the specular weight is a 1. If we made that 0, you can see now there is no reflection. So that will make this texture a matte finish, and a 1 or anything in between would give it a little bit more shine. Okay, so let's close this out, and I'm going to select this sphere, and I'm going to do the same process. So I'm going to hold down right click, I'm going to assign new material, I'm going to come back to Arnold and then Standard Surface. However, I'm not going to get into these, but you're welcome to try some of these out. I'm just going with the Arnold Standard Surface. On the right, we have the options. Instead of going to the color, I'm going to show you another area. Maya and Arnold comes with a lot of preset textures. So while I'm on the AI Standard Surface tab, I'm going to hold down presets, and you can see there are plenty of textures that come with Maya. Chrome and copper, wax, and all these types of different things, glass and water. You're welcome to try some out. Every year they seem to add a few. So I can just go to balloon, let's just say, or it's gold, and replace. And you're not going to see much now. It's after we render this. Now this tutorial is not about rendering. So I can come up to, I will go up to the hypershade, and let's just take a look. And you can see this is a gold, I think a copper texture. Any of these textures you can change. Even though they're presets, you can dig into the options and everything in here to change them up. But another great thing that you can do is, while I'm still on this copper texture, I can hold down presets again. And what you'll notice is when I'm hovering over these, you can replace it with a new texture, or you can blend it. So in this case, I can take this wax, I have copper, and I can blend 50% wax into my copper and kind of get something different. So you can blend or just replace textures just like that with this presets area. One last thing, I'm going to just close this away. One last thing about textures would be, let's say I wanted the same texture to be on this sphere. I wouldn't need to make the texture all over again. Instead, if you hold down right click and assign existing material, you can see these were some existing materials that I had, and that was standard surface 4. So it's a good idea to, if you know that you're going to have a large scene with a lot of textures, it is a good idea to begin to name your textures if you feel like you're going to need them later on, instead of digging into a whole list of standard surface 1 through whatever. So that's all I have for today. This is about Arnold textures, and give it a try, and good luck.